Yes. And so we're going to talk about normalizing crazy love. All right. So a lot of times y'all know when y'all first get in a relationship, this person does not have complete like compatibility with me. So why are you in a relationship with them? Okay. Now we know that song by Jasmine Sullivan came out and it said, I'll bust the windows out your car. And everybody was like, oh, that's wifey, that's wifey. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? You know that is not the type of person that you should be with death do you part because the fact that she said, I will bust the windows out your car. Why did she say that for? You knew she was crazy. Or you knew he was crazy when he said, I'll follow you around the world and back. When he jumped out the bushes and started laughing. You knew something wasn't right about that. All right. So sometimes y'all normalize and y'all make it seem like this is okay. This is the person I want to be with for the rest of my life. The person who stalks me, the one who is emailing me and texting me every single day, every single minute, every single moment, every single hour of the day. I don't think you need that for your mental health. You need a normalized person who goes to work, who cooks, who cleans, and comes home and does whatever they need to do. Okay? That's what you need in your life. You don't need somebody who's smoking weed all day, eating bonbons and little chips on the couch. Okay? That's not what you need. And also another thing is, I would say, y'all know that song with Eminem and Rihanna in it? Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. And you watched how that whole scene went down. Okay, what happened? What really happened, y'all? They were in a toxic relationship and they couldn't let each other go. Okay, I got another text. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. But they got into a toxic relationship and then they realized this is not right. But then they couldn't leave because both of them had an explosive attitude. Both of them were on fire. Both of them had strong characteristics about them where they didn't want to let another person win when it comes to arguments and things of that nature. And so when you know that, hey, thank you. Much love to you too. Much love to you too. Okay, and so that's why I made the video the other day when it had the Joker and his psychiatrist. They fell in love. Okay, but how did they fall in love? This lady already knew that she already had some type of psychological problem, right? That's why she went into psychology. I'm not saying that all counselors and therapists are crazy or anything like that, but she already knew she had like some type of like inkling where she wanted to be around people that are out of the norm, weird, unnatural, abnormal. And some people, this is what my mom told me, y'all. Everybody got a little crazy in them. Okay, so don't try to deny it. Everybody got a little bit of crazy. You don't know where it came from. You don't know what's going to trigger you. And you just have to be ready and know that anybody can bring something out of you that you didn't know was in you, whether it's good, bad, or crazy. All right. And so a lot of times a spouse or somebody you meet can bring that side out of you because that's the person who's going to test you the most. That's the person who's going to be around you the most. That's the one who is going to test your gangster. Okay, they'll get all up in your face. Okay, you're with them every day. They get comfortable. They feel like they can say whatever they want to say. All right. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you get involved. You want to meet this person. Can I talk to you? Come and talk to me. All that kind of stuff, right? You're feeling them. You're feeling their vibe. They're feeling you. You want to let your hair down. You want to show them what you're all about. But please believe, if you don't know somebody and you're getting to know them, they are going to push you to the brim. Okay? Not everything is like, a little bit of roses, a little bit of, sweet nothings in my ear and, things of that nature. It's going to be guns and roses sometimes. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to go to this restaurant. And then it's like, why? It's just a restaurant. Just go with me and eat whatever I want to eat. But that becomes a challenge. It's a big thing. And a lot of people don't take in consideration. They always say, oh, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be in love. I want to have my boo. I want to have my man, or I want to have my woman. I want to have my ride or die. You know, just whatever you say whenever you get ready to get in a relationship until you get into one. Then you start to see, you know what, it's time for the what? You know, what the X-Men, he flicked out his little, his nails, and he was about to tear everybody apart. Okay, that's what happens. You get in a relationship and then you get crazy. You get crazy because you're not used to having somebody else in your space. That's why, okay? You used to have your own space, your own room. I'm gonna put up my little posters here. You know, don't touch my posters. This is my little space right here. When you get in a relationship, guess what? You gotta share. Most people don't like to share, but they don't know that about themselves until it's too late. It's too late when you say, I do. It's too late when you know, doing the sweet little nothings and things of that nature. And then guess what? You look up and they took your toothpaste, or they looked at your toothbrush, or they used your brush instead of their own brush, or their comb instead of their own comb. They ate a little bit of your food and you're like, I don't share my food. I share everything else. I don't share my food. Or guess what? They left the toilet seat down or the toilet seat up. You know, and then that's when the crazy comes out. The crazy comes out. You didn't know you was crazy, but now you're crazy, okay? Because don't ever do that again. You better watch yourself. Check yourself. You know, you want to tell them about themselves. Not tell yourself that I need to sit back and just kind of calm down and just, you know, it's not that serious. Do I really want to be in a relationship, or do I want to have it me? Most people think about it. They say, you know what? Oh, pew, 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 pew. My name is Monica. Yeah. So, you know, you didn't realize, because my mom, she works into the realm of psychiatry. She works in the realm of, you know, crazy people. She works in the crazy house every single day. And she's like, you know what? I didn't realize I was crazy until I started working with crazy people. Okay? And then sometimes you didn't realize you was crazy until you got in a relationship. Okay? And people just like, nah, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. But let that person call you a stupid MFer or use, you know, crazy ASS, you know, boop, boop, boop. You fill in the blanks, y'all. You know, okay, that song, Bust the Windows Out the Car, becomes your anthem. You want to find a baseball bat and you want to get crazy. You don't want to wear the baseball hat. You want to find the baseball bat and you want to start the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all saw the video where the lady, she took her little baseball bat and she knocked all the windows out that dude's car. Just because after 1 week of breaking up, he found another woman. Okay. And it was crazy, y'all. It was so crazy. She got the police called on her, everything. They arrested her. Everything. Her friends was like, no, you're not going to take her to jail. Her friends got arrested and she got arrested, okay? And she was like, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. She would never live that moment down. Once you say I'm crazy, there's no going back. There's no going back. You can't take those words back. You already said it. You already admitted it. And you already busted the windows out the car. Do you know you cannot piece together little pieces of glass and put that back on the windshield and back on the side of the windows and let that person drive off? No. Once you have committed to being crazy, that's it. Okay? And you might go to jail behind it. Now, thank y'all for joining me. Hey, pew, 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 pew. Yes, thank y'all for coming in with your twin. Okay. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit deeper about this, okay? Because some people say like, yeah, my relationship is perfect. You know, they say all the right things. They do all the right things. They buy me all the right things. Y'all, let's be honest and let's be truthful. Let's be honest and let's be truthful. Unless you tell somebody exactly what you want, they're not going to buy you exactly what you want. And if you don't like it, what they bought you, guess what? Here comes the volcano, slowly about to erupt. Okay, slowly about to take off. You're like, you know what? I kind of liked it. And they're like, I just spent $100 and some on you, and you kind of like it. Okay, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You bought the best thing that you thought was good for them. And then when they got it, they were just like, I mean, I kind of like this, but yeah. And then they put it down. You like, okay, because you might have thought about it for a long time. You might have gathered your little coins together. You might have planned a little dinner date. And they like, I don't like water. And you playing them a fairy. You get on the water and the whole time they're mad. And they're just like, wait till we get home. You know that look. Everybody knows that look. Wait till we get home and it's going down. Okay, some people will act a fool in public, but most people wait till they get home, and then I'm gonna tell you that I didn't like it. I didn't like the food. I didn't like the waiter. I didn't like anything. Okay, that I'm telling you, that's the crazy love. The crazy love is the kind when you get home, the lights get turned off, some doors get locked. Some of these little things that come out that light up and tase people up, those things like that come out. All right. And before you know it, you going blow to blow like Mike Tyson with your spouse or with your significant other. I'm talking about male on male, female on female, male and females. I'm talking about all relationships. No relationship can escape the wrath of the crazy. Okay, unless it's with your parents or something like that. But some people fight with their own parents. Okay, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. Don't test me. Don't test me. When somebody say that right there, you already know, y'all. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Or you got the right one. You got the right one today. Don't mess with those type of people. Don't mess with them, okay? Because they already know once I hit that little sweet spot and your attitude, it's gonna blow up. Okay, you gonna pop smoke. You gonna blow a fuse. You are about to blow the whole house up and everything. Okay, those type of people you gotta stay away from. Okay, because they will bust the windows out your car, your house. They will burn the house down, and they will blow it up if they know how to make a bomb. Okay, a lot of times you don't see the signs. You don't see the signs because guess what? You got the music on, you're vibing. If you like me, you turn your music on, you vibing. I'm like, I just met somebody new. I just met somebody new. Yeah, they're gonna be mine. They fine. You all up in your feelings. You all up into that person. You don't even know. That person then called you 10 times in one day. And you like, oh, they love me. They love me. You saw them 5 times in one day. And they don't even know where you stay. How is that possible? They have been watching you. What's that song by Aaliyah? I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky. Y'all, that was a tad bit crazy. Okay, just because they look beautiful and fine and all that kind of stuff does not mean they are not crazy. She literally said, I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky. No, that's not a normal type of watching somebody. A hawk, when they are watching you like a prey, he said, you make crazy sound bad, but crazy is the same. Yeah. Sometimes the crazy love be fun, though. Sometimes the crazy love be fun, but don't have too much fun. I'm telling you, don't have too much fun. Because Aaliyah, everybody was like, oh, she's so beautiful. I want her to watch me like a hawk in the sky. Okay. Now she show up at your job. Okay. And then she bust the windows out your car and you coming outside and you like, oh my God. I can't let my coworkers see this. I can't let nobody see this. I'm going to have to switch to another job because this is getting too much. Okay? Listen, just because she was a celebrity or whatever the case may be does not mean she was not crazy. Okay? She told y'all in a couple of songs, what did she say? She was going to sneak out in the morning or something like that. Y'all know the songs what I'm talking about. You turn on her little songs and you listen. Really listen to Aaliyah. I'm not saying she was one of the craziest celebrities, but she was one of the most. One of the most. And y'all, normal people act like this. Normal people every day that you meet are watching you like a hawk in the sky when they first meet you. And it doesn't have to be a relationship. They might be obsessed with you. They like the way you dress. They like the way you talk. And next thing you know, they come outside, they got a hat on too. They got their hair, swooped around to the side too with some curls. You like, okay, why they doing the same exact thing as me? It's male on male and female on female. It's the same thing, y'all. I saw this one, listen, y'all in high school, I hate to air people out. Best friend, she looked just like me. We dress alike. We do everything just alike. It got to the point When I started dating somebody, as soon as I broke up with them, she was dating them. And I was like, whoa, that's different. You'd be surprised. People want to be you. That's crazy. That's crazy. He said, yeah, I got what you said. Yeah. You get what I'm saying, y'all. Sometimes you're not paying attention because you're so involved or in tune with your own self. So you don't notice other people wearing the exact same clothes as you, trying to get the exact same car as you, exact same shoes as you, and same thing in a relationship. The craziness comes out. I'm telling you, the craziness comes out. First of all, it's subtle. It's slow. You move in together. The roses are smelling sweet. Y'all still giggling and laughing with each other. Turn on the TV and see what happened. I don't want to watch that. What do you mean I don't want to watch that? Like, it's the same thing you've been watching, even when you was in a relationship. But you have to have something to argue about. Okay? If you don't argue, then it's like a empty void. Okay? You've been laughing and smiling all day. You haven't had one argument. Why? That makes the relationship boring. You like, I don't even want to be in this relationship. I don't know what it is. It's just not really fun. It's not exciting. It's not, get my, my blood pumping. Yes, the blood is pumping once you see what they say, the baseball bat come out and you just bought your brand new car. And then there's the baseball being swung at it. The bat being swung at it. Some people do throw the baseball, at your window and break the window out and just be like, oh, I'm sorry. It was an accident. All right, y'all. Believe it if you want to. But I'm going to tell you right now, if your face was right there, yes, it would have been even worse. All right? Okay. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Okay? Being in love is lovely. Love is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. But you got too many examples out here where it's gotten a little bit crazy. Okay? And with a couple of the celebrities. What is it? The G-Eazy one that made that song, Woo, it's just me, myself, and I. Okay, yes. And then he made that song, what is it? Hold on. What is the one where he was talking about, in the end, it's him and I. Okay, it got a little crazy on that song. He described their relationship in that song and said, yes, if I do any crazy, she gonna cut his you-know-what off. What does that sound like to you? What does that sound like to you? A lot of times we don't really listen to the lyrics because we like the little, the beat to the song. But what did she say she was going to do if he done something crazy or if he cheated on her? She was going to cut it off. It was a lady that did that before too, y'all. I remember back in school, y'all know what I'm talking about. It was one lady, she made history. She cut off a guy's you-know-what because she got so mad at him for cheating. I said, listen, that's a terrible punishment to give somebody. I can understand you got a little bit upset and you didn't want him to do it. But you got to make sure I guess she wanted to make sure he wouldn't do it again. I didn't follow that story to see what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was terrible on his end and on hers as well. Okay. And that's how yeah, that's not love. That's not love. That's crazy. You got to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make sure he never cheats again. I'm going to just chop. Okay, y'all, listen, that's extreme, y'all. That's very extreme. Sometimes you got to meet the punishment with what they actually did. The same thing for women. I done seen the same thing for women. I've seen some men, it cut the woman's hair off. Okay, now nobody will see your hair now. Is that crazy? That is crazy, y'all. That's crazy. Okay. They say, it's not probably in America. I heard in other countries where the woman is in the movie theater and then they chop the hair off. Okay, but that was a good punishment, I guess. I don't know. It's cultural appropriation. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes it gets a little crazy when you get in a relationship. So you got to sit down and start talking to people first. Start talking to them and seeing where their mind is at. Where is their mind at? Okay? When you first meet them, they already talking about, my last relationship, I had to, bust the windows out the car, or I had to slash the tires. And then you like, oh, I really like to be able to drive around, so I don't want nobody to slash my tires out. You listen to that. Sometimes people will tell you exactly what they're all about. I will slash the tires and I will make sure you got to walk for the rest of your life. Now, if you don't like walking, then don't pursue that relationship, because they already told you if you make them mad about one thing, y'all, I don't care if it's, if you forgot to flush the toilet and you forgot to put the toilet seat down, or if you forgot to take the trash out, or you forgot to cook, or you forgot to clean up. One thing you do wrong, they're going to slash the tires. So you have to listen to that, okay? Or I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to cuss you out in front of everybody. Okay, yeah, you better listen to that. They're going to cuss you out in front of everybody. And you better be prepared to say, you know what? Somebody a little cray-cray. Somebody a little bit cray-cray, and you know what? Actually, I like it. And I'm sorry that I lied to y'all, said I want a little, church mouse that stays in the house all day. Because you was lying. Okay, you wanted somebody to, dip off to the club so you can find them in there, getting a little bit tipsy. And then now you got to, break out your knife or break out your, what, or whatever you got. And now you got to attack because the spouse was a little bit loosey-goosey. And that's male or female. You already knew they was for the streets. You already knew they was for the streets. And everybody, this is what made me so mad. I have some of my friends that call me, well, you know what? He always be in the club and everything like that, but he's so fine. He's so fine. He's so fine, but he's always in the club. And every time you see him, he got a friend that he's real cool with. That's a girl walking beside his car. Do you think that's going to make the crazy come out of you? I have some friends that's perfectly fine. They never look crazy. They never talk crazy. But they get in a relationship with somebody that's crazy. And guess what? They try to call you from the jail. Can you bail me out? I can't do it. I cannot do it. I told you. I already told you. He talks to multiple people. And I see it on a regular basis. But no, I need to go out with him. Or I need to spend some time with her. Spend some time with them if you want to. But as soon as you see them with another person, I'm telling you, the crazy is going to come out of you that you never saw. Okay? You never thought you was crazy until you saw your spouse with another person. I swear to God, y'all. You never thought you was crazy until you see them with somebody else. And you're like, I was just walking with them. Or I was just eating lunch with them. It ain't going to be no excuse. I promise you, y'all. I promise you. Who is this person? Hi, how are you? You sit down. Oh, I didn't know that we had friends outside our relationship. And you're going to start tweaking and eyes start twitching and you're going to turn crazy. Then you never thought you was crazy. But you already knew when you first met them. They already told you, I like going out to the club. I like talking to other people. I like to be interesting. I like to, venture out sometimes. What do you mean by venture out? Sometimes you need to ask them, be specific. Explain. Wow, that's interesting. That's intriguing. Can you elaborate? When they elaborate and they tell you, I don't like to stay with just one person. There you go. You already know. Or they give you an example of their past relationships. I was only faithful for 1 year. Well, you already know in 1 year, this person is going to clunk out. Their time is ticking. They already let you know the signs ahead of time, okay? They like to talk to other people. They like to spend time and go outside to the beach. And they don't just walk on the beach. No, they got to talk on the beach. And who are they talking to? Probably somebody they're not supposed to be talking to. But guess what? That's when the crazy come out of you. The crazy, I swear to God, you thought that you wasn't crazy. You thought you wasn't crazy, right? All right. And a lot of people, sometimes people will get crazy when they get friends. They say, do you have a little crazy? Yes, everybody got crazy in them. I promise you, everybody got some crazy in them. You just need one person to bring it out of you. One person to say the wrong thing to you. It don't even got to be your spouse. Let somebody run over your foot. And you just bought them shoes. You might be, I'm going to let that slide. And then they do it again. Let somebody trip you. And you know that they did it on purpose. Okay, you waiting for the chance to get back at them. Let somebody call you outside your name. Let somebody call you outside of your name. You like, okay. And then let them do it in public too. Let them do it in public and embarrass you. You're going to be waiting for the moment. Listen, you're going to be watching them. They going to slip up one time. They going to slip up, and then I'm telling you, yes, you already know the crazy going to come out. You've been holding it in. You've been trying your best to say things nice. How you doing? Yes. Hey, how's everybody doing? Yeah, you talking all nice and all cool. Let your spouse show up in an arena with somebody else and you already there. You're going to be like, hold up. This person got me all messed up. All the way messed up. All the way. I'm telling you, I promise you, y'all. I've seen even some of the best of people. I seen a quiet person get crazy. A quiet person get crazy. All right? I'm telling you, y'all. Let you go to Starbucks one day. You like, they know this is my spot. This is where I always go to get my little coffee. And then let your spouse or your ex show up with somebody else. You gonna be like, you know, you gonna turn your head. Oh, who is that? Who is that? You gonna try to figure out where they stay, what their name is, even though you're supposed to move on and you're happily ever after. No, you're not happy until you find somebody else. That's how it always go. People like, nah, that's not how I am. I'm not petty. Okay, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Sometimes, I mean, it makes you feel good. I don't care who they go with. I don't care if they date somebody. I don't care. I don't care about that. I really don't care. Go find somebody else. As soon as they find somebody else, how they gonna find somebody else 1 week after we broke up? Well, how would you know? How would you know? How would you know unless you was all up in their business? That's my whole thing. Is like, how would somebody know unless they was all up in somebody's business? Oh, I don't care about that person. They can find somebody else. Somebody can have them. That's what you say. Male and female. Oh, she found somebody 1 month later and got married. How did you know that? How? I thought it was over. You didn't care. I don't want to see them again. You know, that didn't hurt my feelings. We wasn't together that long anyway. Or we wasn't that close. Or we never, you know, whatever excuse you want to give yourself. But I promise you, y'all, I promise you, when you see somebody you've been dating with somebody else, I don't care if you only been dating for 1 month. You're going to have something, some type of pride or some type of something on your shoulder telling you, like, you know what? The next time I date somebody, it's going to be with somebody who barely speak English. Let me stop. So if they date somebody else, it ain't even going to be somebody probably in your community. All right. You know, you won't even know about it. You know, they long and gone. Okay. But I'm going to tell you, this will test you. All right. Test your own self. See if you got a little crazy in you. Okay. This is how you test your own self. Walk outside. Just imagine in your own mind, if you was walking and you saw your spouse with somebody else. Now, if you single and you don't have no spouse, but you looking to get a spouse, say you just met somebody, they gave you their number, they walk off and you see them talk to somebody else and give their number out again. That'll let you know if you're crazy right there. If you ain't think nothing about it, then you probably not crazy. You might can handle your own emotions. But if you felt something deep down inside, like, you know what, how you gonna give my number to somebody else? It ain't even your number. You just met them. But you feel like they're yours just because they talked to you and gave their number to you right then and there. I'm telling you, as a person, I think we have an instinct of being more like possessive. And we don't think we have it, but you have it. Everybody has it, I promise you. That's why, you know, you got your phone numbers. You give out the phone numbers. Huh? What is it? Oh, yeah, I got to get up off here, y'all. Important call. But be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And pew, 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 pew. I'll see you later. Important call coming through. Oh, no.